Alright, is there still lag or are we good? There is a delay. There is a delay for about 5-10 seconds. Alright, is there yeah. Came back with a part 2 of this stream. Gold, we are coming down, man. We are coming down. So this was perfect here. What we could have done, what I could have done. I was looking at GJ. I should have been paying attention to gold at that time. Lesson for the future, for later on, is to understand when gold was breaking below, it broke and closed below this resistance here, this support here, right? It closed and closed below this. Next candle wicked up. As this candle was coming down, I should have entered in a sell. This would have been a 15 pip stop loss, anticipating the low of this current candle at about 40 pips. As you see, this was a easy, perfect trade. This is something that would call, it's waiting for the trade, but sometimes you wait and it slips out. Slips out. That's crazy. You're waiting for the trade, you're waiting for a setup, you're waiting for price to continue in a certain direction, price to break out in a certain direction, which is exactly what happened. When I came into the stream, the price was somewhere around here in the middle of this range, 75 pip range. Price broke below this area, broke and closed below this area. Next candle we went up, and then as we were coming down and breaking below its own low, I should have traded here. I should have entered a sell, because that had a higher probability for it to continue down. But no, I was looking at GJ, which doesn't even move. It is what it is. Let's see, Ethereum. I see on the right, on the side of my eye, Doge is going back up for right now, at least. So now what's next for gold, right? We will, since we have a wick here, I'm going to take a look at how the price action is reacting, right? How the price action is reacting. If I want to be aggressive, I could go down to a lower time frame and see how we're reacting and possibly take a buy against the trend, but I would rather the price to continue to push up and then create some sort of resistance, and then to come back and retest these areas. It also depends on where we are daily. See, if we flip bearish, there's a higher chance we could continue to push down. So basically what I'm saying is that daily candle, it's green right now, right? But so it has created a wick. If it continues to break below, if the price continues to go down, this candle will turn red, right? Once this candle turns red, there is a higher probability for this candle to continue to push down and break its own low. If it breaks its own low, then we are in a bearish structure. Up until it breaks its own low, we are not in a bearish structure. So what it looks like in a lower time frame scenario is that the next candle, let me move these a little bit on the side, right? That was great. Actually, I'm gonna remove this because that's done. The next candle here, could look something like this. And what would that do? That would turn this green candle into a red candle. Do you understand? Okay. This candle turns red, there is a higher probability to break its own low, then we are in a bearish structure. Up until it breaks its own low, we are not in a bearish structure. So what it looks like in a lower time frame scenario is that the next candle, let me move these a little bit on the side, right? That was great. Actually, I'm going to remove this because that's done. The next candle here. Bro, I'm still stuck on the stream. What the hell? I am frozen. I'm looking at the stream on my phone and I'm frozen. Alright, bro, I need a new PC. I'll invest in the PC now. How much is the premium version of TradingView? How much is premium version TradingView? $600 per year? Are you dumb? $60 per year. And what are we offering here? What you get: 8 charts per tab. View more charts. I don't even need that. 25 indicators. I don't trade with indicators. 20,000 historical bars. Access more historical data. Okay, that's something nice. Well, you can go back and look at more data. More alerts, increased limits for price and technical. I trade on the live stream. I don't need alerts. I'd say at least not a lot of alerts. For the latest pricing, it's always best to visit. Okay. So the only benefit that I will get out of these 4 is looking at the data in the back end. So, which is not a whole, I haven't done that in quite a while to, go back and take a look at, last year's data. I take a look at last month's data because then there is news that comes in. So I don't think it's worth 6. That's why I had an initial reaction, because I knew it's not gonna offer me. Maybe it's gonna, this is great for you, but it's not gonna offer me that much value for $60. You feel? We're in the last 15 minutes of the 1 hour. I really don't think it's a good idea for. Ooh, I am tempted, but we are really at the bottom of this range, so I am not gonna take this trade. I think there is a higher probability for this candle to continue to stay green by the end of this 1 hour than it to continue to, be bearish. So in simple words, this 15-minute candle will, I don't think it's gonna push down because it's a last 15-minute candle. We've already pushed down quite a bit, and this is the close of 1 hour, 4 hour as well. So we might have some sort of retracement. When price comes down, when the price moves in a certain direction, it doesn't just keep moving, right? So it's like a runner. Once, if somebody's running, they don't just keep running. They take, sometimes, they take a break. Let's not be literal about it, but think about it as a runner. You take a break, you catch your breath, and then you continue to move. That's how it is. So I think, yeah, see, we are 22 pips up. That's nice. Okay. Let's see how this dumbass stream is working. I'll just remove the camera. I think it's not helping. Should I remove the camera? Nice, nice, nice. Doge is moving up. On my crypto account, I'm up 574%. That's the first time I've ever said it to the 4 viewers on live. I'm gonna post a screenshot of that, and I think I'm gonna make that as a cover picture as well of my account. 575%. That would be nice. Oh, we have 4 people watching. Nice. So I think it will be a good idea to have cells below this. Actually, I'm gonna wait for a structure. So let's see. I think this is something that I'm expecting from gold. Yeah. Oh, it's still not flipped. Oh, that's crazy. Hold on. Basically, so if we don't flip bearish here in the next 8 minutes, that means that there's still a very high probability that we're going to continue to push up back in the range. So we're not in a sell market if we don't close in a red candle. Actually, I'm going to wait for a structure. So folklore. Yeah, if we close anything like this, I don't think we're in a sell. We're still in a very strong buy bullish. Buy bullish. We're still in to green market. Note. What's that? That's 5 minutes, isn't it? Longer dalla shikara, baby Longer dalla shikara, baby Oh, look at this rejection. That's why, remember I said, oh, what are the possibilities I could possibly sell here? Nah, hell no. Because we're at the bottom of the range. 30-minute, look at this rejection. Look at this rejection. Crazy, crazy. 1 hour. 1 hour is still looking like it wants to go down a bit. How to negotiate cars in 2025. Okay. Fluffy Japanese pancakes. That look good. Oh, my webcam is not on. Ah. See, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this right here because price coming down did not acknowledge this area, which means that it no longer is an area. Make sense? Now we just have this range here, 100 pip range. So let's call that out. 100 pip range, 100 pips range. We still have news coming in at 9 a.m. I don't think it's gonna have a whole lot of volume, but right now we're between London and New York session, so that itself brings more volume. See, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this right here because price coming down did not acknowledge this area, which means that it no longer is an area. Make sense? Now we just have this range here, 100 pip range. So let's make it 100 pip range. We still have news coming in at 9 a.m. Oof. I think the stream is going good right now. There might be just a small delay, but overall we're doing okay. You see, we're closing bullish on 4 hour. So this is what I'm anticipating on 4 hour. We'll have a wick. We're going to continue to push up. This is what I'm anticipating on 4 hour. Basically, what I'm looking forward for it to do is create a lower wick. So what a lower wick is that this current candle to be red and then continue to push up. That's what I'm looking forward for. I think I'm going to. Yeah, we've formed a good, pretty nice support. Let's see. That's a huge candle. Yeah. So this is what I would want 4 hour to do. So basically I'll be looking into some buying opportunities on gold. Right? Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Closed bullish. We are still green. Let's bring that here. Let's bring this here. You know what would be ideal, what I would want to take a trade on is for this candle to close as is, for this candle to close bearish. The next candle, let's say if it closes here, right? The next candle to wick down, but close something like this. So something like this. So the next candle to come down and create a wick, but close bullish. And the trade we'll take will be something like this. The trade will be as we'll break above this area, as we'll break above this area right here. That's where you'll enter for a buy. This would be the ideal situation, what I would want to see. As of right now, we're waiting for yeah, this is gonna come back down, I think. This is gonna come back down. This is GJ, GBP, JPY. we are moving down, creating a lower wick. I think we should continue to push up here. This was because the reason why is that we sort of closed above this area on 4-hour. The way we closed was respecting the previous candle's lows and breaking above. So this, you see this wick, this stick right here, this was all green at one point. So I think there's a higher probability once we flip bullish, we should continue to push up. So in simple words, if I get confirmation for a support forming in GJ, I think we should continue to push up. I'll take a buy. You know, I'm actually gonna put a small trade here. Right, let's do I have our stop loss right here. Yep, I've entered a buy on gold. It's just, I mean, if you're waiting for the price to create a support, by all means you can do that. I just thought it would be a good idea, so I've entered a buy on gold, on GJ. Gold is pushing up. Yeah, you see, I mean, buying or selling gold at this time would not be ideal because you're almost at resistance area. You don't know if it's gonna react or if it's gonna continue to push up. I didn't know I could do these. I could do this. Nice. Yeah, this is nice. So basically, I zoomed in on my streaming platform for you to be able to see it properly. See, on GJ we're closing back in the range, which is good for our trade. Let's see what gold is doing. Doge. Let's take a look at Doge. I'm in the buy on Doge. I bought Doge that day. What's September 3rd. Yep. I bought Doge on September 3rd at 21,400 and some change. And we have done quite a run here. I think I'm up like 20%. Yeah, as of right now, if I look at, let me, I'm not gonna show it, but okay, that's the one I was talking about taking the screenshot. I on my crypto, I'm up 576% right now. So I'll take a screenshot and post it. But as of right now, what looks like on gold, on Doge, is that we should continue to at least push up to these ranges. So I think we have about 5%, 4% more in Doge, because you see, as long as we're closing above these areas, right? Let me show you. So as long as we're closing above these areas here at 25,926, we should continue to push up. I think I could show this example somewhere else as well. So this right here, just memorize this for a second, and let's see if this closes this way. I'm gonna go into a daily time frame. Once you go in the daily time frame, you'll see the exact same thing that's happening right here. So you came down, you closed above, and the next candle you see is pushing up, right? And Doge went ahead and filled this wick. So you see this exact thing right here, where you came down right here, created support, pushed up. So the next candle should be something like this. So that's on Doge. Mm. But as of right now, like currently, we're in a range. It's not anything otherwise. You can't say, oh, it's bullish or it's bearish. Right now, it's in a range. It just needs to break above the range. That's all it needs to do. My GJ position is in danger. Oh, we've broken below the 4 hour candle, which invalidates the idea of the buy. See, the break of this area invalidates the buy. The break of this area means the break of this previous wick. It shouldn't have broken below this previous wick. The price action today is just garbage. Mm. Yeah, it's gonna hit my stop loss. It is gonna hit my stop loss. I'm waiting for it to retrace a little bit more. I'm gonna get out of this trade. Let's see what's happening on the lower time frame. Did we just start this candle or is it the close? We're 2 minutes in. So the whole idea on GJ's trade was the price to not break below the 4 hour. It should. I know it can still go back up and push. You know, it can still be in a buying sentiment, but breaking below the previous candle's low, it doesn't give you confidence in your bias. I'm gonna close this right here. Okay, so didn't lose any money, but didn't make any. So that's better than losing money. what do we have here? Anything you guys want me to look at? Any pairs? Any crypto or anything you guys want analysis on? Because otherwise I will end the stream and we'll call it a week. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on a higher time frame. Let's remove this. Weekly, we're bullish. It depends. What do you want to look at? It's like what kind of trade you want to take on Bitcoin. If you watch the weekly analysis, I did mention since we have formed this support, we should continue to push up. Right now, if we dive deeper on Bitcoin, what's happening is that the previous day's candle did not close with any wick, did not close with any stick right here, right? The reason that wick is important is because it gives the next candle a range to fill. Right now, this is very common for a candle to behave this way or a price to behave this way, is that when the previous candle does not close with any wick, it closes with full body, then the next candle should continue go up, but it comes down and breaks its own low, and sometimes it fills the entire body of the candle. So I think next couple of days, unless we break above, unless this candle turns bullish, I think next couple of days we should still be bearish. But looking at long term, we're still in a buying market because we're creating higher highs. Remember I was talking about a runner's analogy, right? When you're trading is like running. It's not a straight line. It's more, you're going, let's see. So you're going like this, you're coming down, you're taking a break, then you're going up, you're coming down, taking a break, and then you're going back up, right? That is a trend in trading. So this is the analogy of a running man. A running man takes over, he runs, he takes a break, he runs again, takes a break. That is exactly what you see happening right here, right? So if you bring this here, this is exactly what's happening. So it's more on the uptrend. I think we'd still be in a buying market until we actually come down and close below 100,000. I don't see Bitcoin to be in a bearish market. Calling it a bearish market has to actually be a bearish market, because Bitcoin can come down to 100,000, but it can still bounce up from there. Now Once it closes below 98,000, 99,000, at that point, Bitcoin is going to be in a bearish market. Up until then, it's going to be bullish. And when I say bullish, that I'm what I'm trying to say is that it's not in a bearish market. It's not in a red market. It could just be consolidating right here. All of this could just be consolidation. You could go up to 120, you could still come back, you could go up to 120 the third time, and that might be a break right here. So, but as of right now, you're either consolidating or you're pushing up. But since this is weekly candle, it's a long time. We're looking at from July of 2025 till now, we're just consolidating. That doesn't mean that we're in a bearish market. All right. Gold, I don't know why people are buying crypto or anything else. Buy gold. Gold is giving crazy returns. We have over 10% in the last 3 weeks. And these returns, they're going to stay. It's not like crypto that it's 10% this week and then negative 20 the other. GJ. Yeah, you see, I'm glad I closed above. Mm. All right, I think with that, I'm gonna call it a day, and see you guys on Sunday with a weekly analysis video where I'll be going over what to expect in the upcoming week. I think those videos are very valuable. I do put some time into those. And overall, just the amount of information that